welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share. My mind's distracted here, still doing the broadcasting thing. Here to share some time, some love, some inspiration, some fellowship, ideally this Monday afternoon, Monday evening. Once again, returning in the Talcottian adventure that is me and my life. And sincerely, thank you to all who already stopping in. Blessings and greetings. My love is deep, sincerely, for all of you, all of us. We're a part of this crazy adventure, and life, man, well, life can make us or break us. It all depends on how we choose to respond. Here's where we're at. I dropped the link already. I pinned it to the top of the chat for those who may wish to join. I didn't get that over on the Rumble side. But I'll get to it. Here, let's do this actually real quick. And we'll jump right into what is today. My thoughts, my ideas are really to share some of my practice, what I've been developing and gaining confidence in my own life, how I live. The idea of bringing more ease, more simplicity into your days. And the idea of change, how to become more comfortable with change so that you can change with ease. And not just with ease, but with joy, with gratitude. Because see, in this game of life, the world became confused. Let's just say that, right? And this is a game of life. Our Creator, as it said, the Father, has created and allowed for us to play in. And we have the free will of mind. We get the ability to imagine and create the world that we want, whatever we want. And people before us, they created a world that's got an awful lot of divisions and hate. Personally, I never enjoyed all the divisions and all the hate. Well, let me not say that. I found a lot of pleasure. I found a deep relationship in my life for many years with hate. Well, praise God. Here we are today. I suggest let's let hate disappear. Let's let it fade away. We'll jump into the thumbnail. Make the most of life Monday. This is sincerely, these are words I have learned to practice. Not only have I learned to practice these ideas, but I've learned to practice these words with gratitude. Because the secret of being happy, it's accepting where you are in life and making the most out of every day. Make the most out of every day. And today, brothers and sisters, I hope to share some ideas that will help you with that. You know, if anything, these conversations today will plant the seeds of thought. That's the idea. It's my hope anyway. Because I really do want the world to believe that change is not frightening, especially when it's intentional, when it's desired. Change becomes amazing. It appears frightening because our logical minds, the way we've been conditioned to think as people. The logical mind, it can calculate what can be lost, right? We lose our comfort zone. We lose whatever we in whatever change that we're contemplating. Our limited mind, the logical thoughts, it's easy to predict what could be lost, but the mind, the expansive mind, it does have the ability to imagine what might be received, but it's not as easy to contemplate. So we were born into a world that fears and hates, they've not only been normalized, they've proven to be very profitable for some. See, and I know, brothers and sisters, that there's better ways. Believe me, there's better ways for humanity to live. I discovered better ways for myself by the grace of God. By the grace of God, all things are possible. And see, in my past life here on earth, in this meat suit, I didn't give God much thought. I figured God's somewhere else. I'm here. I'm just here on my own. So I created a life where I felt like I was on my own. And I was on my own because I built walls, emotional walls around me. I was very guarded. And yet at the same time, I was pretty open to, I don't know, we're losing my point, getting off in memories. Hey, greetings to you all. Everyone joining, sincerely. 404 Ubermensch. And let's imagine agreements for once. Sincerely, what can we agree to? We can agree that, well, we can agree on anything we want, actually. I mean, look at what the world has done. The world has agreed. The world, by compliance and ignorance, we'll give it up to ignorance. We didn't know better. Most people didn't know better. They thought there was no other ways. Well, by choice, the world has chosen to believe that money is more important than people. Literally. People think money is more important than people. And they'll say, no, that's not true. That's not true. Oh, really? Really? Are you that deep in denial? How many people go to jobs they hate? They have no desire, no will, no want to do those jobs, but they gotta earn a living, right? This gotta earn a living stuff. Think that thought through. Who conditioned people to believe that life must be earned? Life has been given. Life has been allowed from before our time, and it'll be after our time, because life is what we are. Life is the universe, the unfoldment of time. Life is a part of creation, and we are the creation that is creating the future for our children, our ancestors, right? The generations that'll be here after us, if we allow, right? What are we doing? Humanity so divided, so intoxicated with selfishness and greed. People as a whole are. It's the same story as the fallen angels, the Luciferian. Mankind's learned a little bit of knowledge, learned a little bit about the world. Everyone gets all up in their head, so egoic. They think they're all so important. So important, we got to lead armies against them. And then we're finding more and more them so that we feel like we're a part of something else. I mean, it's like, what is this game of life? Where did humanity go wrong? If you look back through the records of history, humanity's been wrong for a long, long time. This idea of wars. Wars don't solve problems. Wars create problems. Wars destroy. We've humanity, people, right? In the back of our minds, whether we pay attention to this stuff or not, all through our lives, in the media, the news, the entertainment, there's been wars, there's been violence. It's been normalized. See, history is clear. For those, you got it. Many people are aware of the name and work of Edward Bernays, right? The concepts of propaganda and manipulation. You manipulate people's desires through their mind, and you convince people what they think, what you convince people into what they think they want for themselves. The entire American population has been convinced to believe that we want this government and economic system. Do we really want to continue the systems that have divided us, numbered us, registered us, licensed us? Not just people. It's not just people that are licensed and registered and bought and sold. It's like everything imaginable. It's tagged and valued and exchanged. And it's like, holy crap. What is wrong with humanity? How sick are we? What is It's like, once you see the truth of the corruption of the government, Joe Biden is actually still like the commander in chief. That's an evidence. We can't deny what the facts show. The facts show that people alive today, most of them are asleep at the wheel. They're not thinking, they're just going through the habits of life, right? Because they got a comfort zone that they're not suffering. But there's others sharing today, right? There's others sharing this day with us, you and me, as we talk about this. They haven't eaten for a while. They're seriously facing famine, starvation. So are their children. Everyone around them is. Not only that, but there's the threat of wars because there's so much scarcity and fear. There's true evil that is being conducted through men and women alive right now, today, here on earth. We got so many damn good men and women just going along to their jobs, paying the taxes, making sure that they're not late, that they're not in trouble. And I used to do that. I used to go along with the belief that I couldn't do more, that, you know, war is out of my hands. And that was my belief even when I was on the inside as a soldier. God, the brainwashing and the propaganda that America has been participating in, holy crap, man, it is good. It is so good. The world today, it's just like the Bible predicted. It's just like the Bible predicted. People will glorify evil, that which is bad for them. They'll defend it. They'll argue about what is corrupting them. And then what is actually good for them, they'll despise it. They'll throw it away. It's just like what was prophesized People have become so confused. Why? It's pretty obvious once you see it, once you cognize it, right? You start thinking about it inside of you, and you're like, whoa, yeah, this world doesn't make a lot of sense. Accepting that is the first step, but then you start seeing, why doesn't it make sense? Oh yeah, well, we were born into a world of lies. What does that mean, Jack? Well, it means that people have made excuses to tell lies to one another, to even tell lies to innocent little children, so that children don't know who to trust or what to trust, and they grow up following the confused and deceived examples of their parents. The world has literally been conditioned to separate babies and children from their parents so the parents can go earn a living, right? And we even glorify the moms who get back to the job so quickly. Holy crap, we're slave animals. Humanity is slave animals by choice these days. The majority of us. Well, the totality of us, because while there is slavery, there is no freedom. There is conflicts, division. And as long as there is division, as long as there is division amongst mankind, people, as long as there is division, there will be oppression. It's just the way it works. That which divides fractures. And we don't want to be a fractured people. We're here to bring forth the healing. We are here to bring healing to this world. How? Following the example of the master healer that the world is, much of the world, most of the world has heard of already, Jesus. We follow the way of the healer, of the one. What is the way? Love. You follow the way of love in your own imperfect way from here on. Love, love of today, love of all that could be, and love of mercy, love of forgiveness. Those are the things to truly love and cherish, because those things that we give high value to, those are the things we grow and we share, which actually finally gets me to some of these notes, I guess. um Time and attention. Do you pay attention to what is receiving your time and attention? I encourage you, if you want, here, the topic today, finding change and ease. This is the real idea. How to become comfortable being you wherever you are so that you can find your changes with ease. You can embrace the changes you want. You can let go of the changes that you that you want to get rid of. The idea is we're here to grow. What does growth mean, right? Look at nature. Growth means change. We're here to change, not to hold on to the past. Everyone's fighting to either to avenge the past or make up for the past, or the world is focused in the past because, well, that's what slaves do. They focus on the rules made by others. They forget they don't know what to do unless they lead themselves. And please, when I do say this word slave, I mean in a conceptual way. And it's not, by any means, it is not intended to minimize the atrocities and disgusting past and the current disgusting present. There is human trafficking. There are women and children groomed into sex slavery, trafficked and sold, currently alive today under the guise of no one knows what to do. No one knows the answers. No one knows the solutions. That's a bunch of crap. We know what the answers are. The answers are what they've always been. Many different answers come up. The truth, God, love, cooperation, care. Care of one another would be a wonderful way to end poverty and addiction. Do you know that? In the bigger picture, you look at poverty and addiction, those individuals who are suffering from those things, those are a direct result of a lack of support system. Mine was just unrealized. I had support. I just didn't understand what I needed. And, my friends were just like me. We were confused, enabling each other's confusion. When I stopped enabling my own confusion, I got pushed away. Praise God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God, for this day. See, this is the key to happiness. The secret of being happy is accepting where you are in your life and making the most out of every day. How do you make the most out of every day? Well, that's up to you. What I found I really love to do is to be grateful, right? Hey, amen. This is it too. The answer is to build your Ubermensch. If I'm understanding that correctly, build yourself to become the greatest you. And that is a lifelong, it's a lifelong opportunity. I was going to say it's a task, but it's not a task. It's not a chore to be you. It's an opportunity to be you, to discover what's within you. What does the future have in store for you? See, one of the best ways I found that is, well, consider these thoughts for yourself, right? Well, there's data that shows this. So these ideas are not just random. These conclusions make sense. Children, people, we learn best when we're having fun, not when we're under threat and under fear. When we're having fun, that's when the lessons are best absorbed. And how do you have fun if you're not excited? And this is where the obedience versus leading yourself. The world wants us to obey. Okay. The world wants you to comply and deny and obey. Deny yourself. Want you to deny what you know to be true so you obey someone else. It's nonsense. It's evil. The evil is true, just like the good. God is the good, so let's turn to the good instead of the evil together. We all can. We can all turn to the good instead of the evil, which brings us back to the notes, right? What is receiving your time and attention each day? What is receiving your time, your attention, is what you are showing to yourself that you find to be important. Are you spending much of your day complaining about problems? Or are you excited, right? The opportunity for solutions. Are you focused on the solutions, on the better world, on the growing things? Are you focused on the things you're discovering each day? Or are you focused on what you remember each day? There's a big difference. I'm telling you, life is an adventure or a chore. If you're just here focused on trying to survive, it's a bitter, cold world. It doesn't give a shit. And it'll show you a bitter, cold world if all you care about is your own selfish need for survival. I hope you get my exaggerations a little bit. I'm trying to point out the truth in ways that are fun. The other way to look at life is holy shit. Holy cows. The Father of creation, knowing, the Father of all knowing, the absolute Godhead, the mother of divine, the mother of divine in the form of giving that is nature. Holy cows. Through God's grace, the miracles of nature, all the people from the past, all the people alive today, through the grace of all that is, I get to be me again today. And who I am one with all that is today. I am one with this entire experience of me and life, and you. You are a part of this in a way, right? We're all a part of this experience. And by the grace of God, we know today. Can you feel your breath within you? That life. It's right under your nose. It's right in your nose. It's the life that's been bestowed upon us by the grace of God. We are children of God, here each day in the human form to be vessels and instruments for God's love. But for God's love to be true, we must be true. We must be honest. We must move with authenticity, with intentional honesty, because it's only when we start lying to ourselves that we stop caring. We're all made to care. Men alive today, actually, especially our fathers, you know, and I'm 50 years old. Yeah. Our fathers, they were taught to deny themselves. They were taught that love and compassion was a weakness. They couldn't show that weakness in front of others. They had to be tough. They had to be men. Those things are partially true. But we're not here to deny who we are. We're not here to deny that which is real, because that which is real, brothers and sisters, that which is real and true, if you think about these thoughts, doesn't come from you, and yet it does. It all comes from a mind that's greater than our mind. And we, you and me, all of us, we are a part of the human mind. Like, we are and we are not like one big ant colony here on Earth. We built all these settlements and all of this way to transport things and ourselves around nature. But the thing is, we're a part of an amazing story, the story of creation. There's records everywhere. It's a game of life that we've been given. We are children of God, here to obey God's laws. There's no reason to lie, ever. I can't logically believe of a reason to lie. Well, let me not state that. There's nothing is absolute from this life experience, but brothers and sisters, it is the truth. We want to be one with the truth, because the truth is that which is real. And if you don't align with that which is real, guess what you're doing? You're living in a pretend world. And we were born into a pretend world where it's real life Monopoly, real life chess. People are being played like pawns, right? In the chess game, being outmaneuvered by smarter people. Holy crap, man. And all these games of war, risk. It's like, oh, praise God. No, here's the thing. I know this world is, yes, it's what we project is what we reflect instantaneously. This is where all opportunity begins. Well, and that gets us actually back to the notes and the topics. Thank you, New Guru. Blessings. It is a beautiful day to be alive. See, some of the thoughts I was thinking, finding change and ease. I want to point out, it's easiest to change when we have a willingness, when we have a want, when our heart and our desire is there. And this is where the key to success is: align your mind and your heart together. Align your intentions and desires so that they are one, so that you're not conflicted. The conflicts and the hypocrites of this world, it's so normal, but it's so obvious. It's like, no, it's not healthy. Sorry. So if we can get an excitement for learning, an excitement for change, because realizing we've got a choice each day, we can grow or we can die. We die with limits. Limits create death. But to grow, we want to experience. We want to pay attention every single day. Every single day is an opportunity to learn. To learn anything you want from what the world offers you. But again, if we're just looping in what we know, what we remember, we're not learning. And if we're not learning, we're not growing. We're just looping, repeating. So the goal to create a better life for yourself is just the recognition, first of all, that the life we are living today, individually and collectively, the life we are living today is a direct result of our own past choices. Your past choices and what the world offered to you create the life you're living. Same with me. What the world around me offered and my choices created the life I am living still today. I have in my mind, in my heart, as grateful as I truly, truly am, I am overwhelmed with gratitude for every day I've lived, for every day I continue to get to live, especially with all that I have received in my life. Holy cows. I am so filled with gratitude, and yet I have in my mind and my heart far, far greater in my future, in our future together. See, I feel one with all of humanity, not just in America, all around the world, whether it's flat or round. I have no clue. I lean towards the globe because raindrops and, things become, yeah, whatever. I lean towards, I focus on what is relevant to me and my immediate future. What I choose to align with, amen. This right there. Align with the divine within. Absolutely. More and more and more, because the divine is pure, and there's a purity within, but we can only be aligned or out of sync when the moments we live, and I can only live now, so I must be present if I want to be aligned, because the divine, well, the divine within and all around is eternal. My mind determines my state of being, where my focus and attention is. And this is what a reminder, please. The first thing, if you want to make a better life, and I encourage you to believe you do, even if you've got it great, see what can be built upon, see what you can do to grow. You're never too old to grow. You're never too old to try something new. And you're never too young to start. You're never too young to succeed, right? So, whatever age you are, start growing, encouraging others around you to grow too. Because if we don't start growing individually and together, the world's going to continue to suffer, right? And if we don't start working to grow together intentionally in different ways, creative ways, and we don't have to be united for everything, but we can be together with different ways and different connections, and we can all help each other grow, to grow into connections, connections with each other, connections to the divine that is within, connections to the divine that's all around us. Let's stop playing these silly games of war like foolish little satanic children, right? Running around, everyone's battling with each other and exploiting each other for these fiat dollars and glittery nonsense. There's a peace that is known through aligning with the divine. And there is a holiness. What was the notes I had? Yeah, holiness. It removes all pain. It ends all sorrows, solves all problems. There's a holiness within each of us. That holiness is the purity of the wisdom and love that's available through us. Because what we are, I was thinking about this earlier, the physical form, our creator, our God is so divine, so almighty, so perfect. See things that way so that you can understand the creator's intentions in greater ways. I've been looking at my body, and please, this is not sexual, it's not egoic, it's just spending. I've been blessed with the time and opportunity. I don't have a lot of fiat currency. I can't go entertain myself in a world that charges money for everything. And I've been open my past. I haven't had a lot of social life or whatever, intimacy. I have a very intimate relationship with the spirit, with God. I am a child of God. No doubt in my mind. I know this because I will follow the way I was taught through Jesus, the way of love, the way of willing, joyful, grateful sacrifice for the greatest purpose, of course. You're not foolish with your time. You don't waste your time and wisdom before the swines. You dust your feet off and you continue moving. But when it's time to sacrifice, when it's time to serve, there's no question in your heart, in your mind. You're ready to say yes to life, yes to love. We're rewarded with good feelings inside of us when you do this. I'm telling you, what Jesus was saying, this is the thing about my life that I've never really had a chance to talk to people about, but I know the day will come. I lost the train of thought, what I wanted to discuss with someone. Back to where we were. I recommend do an inventory of your life. If you're feeling unsettled, you've got some anxiousness, maybe you're aware. Maybe you're already aware. I should have put the booze down a while ago. I should have put the tobacco down a while ago. I should have picked up a little more exercise, or shouldn't be skipping the yoga classes, or maybe I need to return back to my meditative practices. I gave you a long list there. I don't mean to do that. If you're ready to change your life, and I encourage you, always be ready to improve your life. Change includes improvement, all right? Don't fear change. I'm suggesting this from experience. I used to be afraid of change. I was so afraid of uncertainty. I was so afraid of not having answers. I was so afraid of being wrong. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Be afraid to be inaccurate. Be afraid to be untruthful. Be afraid to be dishonest, because we don't want any more dishonesty in our world. Within yourself, you don't want it in yourself. You don't want it around you. But it's up to each of us to start calling it out, first within ourselves, and then we can help others become aware of, well, you're saying this, but you're showing this. What's the deal, But be aware, you start calling yourself out for lies, you start calling yourself a liar, ego will fight back. You'll come up with every excuse of why you can't be wrong. So will the people around you. So just expect that. It's what the egoic nature is. It likes to battle. The human ego, it's the one that likes to be afraid. What you want to embrace, what I encourage us all to embrace, is the holy divine spirit that is within. I know it as the Spirit of Christ. I call it Jesus. I thank the Father, the God that he spoke of, the infinite heavenly Father absolute, the God that is, the God that allows, the God that creates and recreates so that life may become known. Holy cows, what an amazing God we have. Wow. Mother Earth, all the diversity of life, not just on land, but underwater too. You see the crazy stuff that's in the oceans? And there's intelligence to it too, right? Because we got people alive that have been alive, and then other people alive today that are studying all this stuff. And so there's people studying like the communication patterns of different animal species. So fascinating. This world we live in is so fascinating. It's so amazing. It's so incredible. I think we could do a little better job of protecting it, of actually nurturing and caring for life here on Earth. Wouldn't that be Can you imagine this with me? Join me. I can imagine this. I know you can, if you'll allow yourself. Can we imagine this world in the future? The same glorious, majestic world. Think of all the National Geographic, all the pictures, all the photos, wildlife. You may have, even if it's only electronically seen, you've learned about it, you've heard about it. Think about this miraculous world without the wars, without the news every day of some new disease, some new corruption, some new crime. What if the world was actually a world of peace? And it became a world of peace because we simply stopped fighting. We, meaning people, right? What if people woke up to the fact that wars are not the answers? Violence solves nothing. See, wars and violence, am I back? I faded away when I was speaking about how wars are the way of the devil, so to say, right? What's the opposition of life? It would be war. War and destruction are the opposition of life. And so why does the majority of population today going along with these state organizations paying for wars? I mean, we live in a world of make believe. God allows us to be made, and we get to believe whatever we want. And throughout each day, I've been noticing in myself, please notice in you. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm special. Maybe I'm different, like everyone says. I am different. But pay attention within you. Do you get to choose? Do you get to make choices like you say, I'm going to do this, and then you actually do it? Or do you just have no free will whatsoever? Like if you catch yourself thinking of something, a negative problem, are you able to say, no, I don't want to think about the problem. I want to think of the solution. What would I rather have instead? Are you able to do that, to redirect your mind? I'm pretty sure all of us have at least some capacity to direct the focus of our mind and to instruct ourselves to ignore or choose different things. I think it's actually, I think free will is a gift. It's a choice that must be, I mean, it's a gift that must be used. But I also think when we lie, I actually believe I mentioned this. I haven't written it all out, so it's not real clear for myself already, but I think within us, in our internal biological design, there's consequences to lying. And I think that when we lie, we create these patterns of reaction that would neurologically conflict through what we had been dishonest about. And so I think I think we lose control of our mind when we start to lie. As the wisdom says, those who do not love the truth will fall in love with delusions. And this is what I used to suffer through the thoughts I found. I didn't know that I could change my thoughts. I didn't know how, because all I could find was the problem, and I couldn't find the friggin' answers. And I didn't know enough back then to let it go, right? To let the problem go so that the answer could be realized instead of figuring it out for myself, right? That's the little ego part of us. We've got this we've got this divine holy connection, right? We've got a spirit within us that's connected to the all knowing, the all knowing that reveals nature and time for us. And then also within us, we've got this governor on us, this veil of ignorance and really stupidity. If you look at the world today and you just kind of be an observer of people, it's fascinating how stupid people can be. I mean, and I'm guilty of looking extremely stupid in my past. I'm hoping to avoid future occurrences of really looking stupid, but where these days, as long as I'm honest, I don't really care. I don't care what I look like anymore. God will use me. God is using me, which actually brings me to another point. The human body we've been given, the one you've got yours, I got mine, but we've got a lot of similarities. This human body is a perfect vessel to share God's love. We can either be a tool for the world, a tool for corporate commerce, right? A tool for exchange, or we can be an instrument for love, for creativity, for spontaneity, for healing. We can serve whatever we want. So the human body, it really truly is the way we feel pleasure, and we've got all the everything we need, the opposable thumbs, we got the fingernails to grasp like little stuff and create all these tools. Amazing. People are amazing, particularly when we're not all divided, focused on our arguments or our problems, and we're not seeing each other. If people saw, if people understood each other better, right? You see so many people passing by on the sidewalk as you're strolling downtown, doing your shopping, doing your thing, driving in the car next to you. So many people, they're carrying so many problems within themselves, so many pains, so many memories, so many worries. And people don't really know what others are dealing with because people have forgotten how to really connect with each other and how to care. And hey, we have a true guest joining, another bright light and a messenger of love I had the pleasure of meeting the other night. Welcome, Seven.
Assalamu alaikum. Que palala, bonjour, ça va? Hola, ¿cómo estás? How you doing? How else did it say? Hepta. In every other language and in every other capacity to be able to say, I love you all. Jack, I've been listening for over an hour. I've taken notes.
I love you. I appreciate that, my friend. I'm feeling inspired today. Go ahead.
Well, let me see. Everybody's going through tumult and almost terror these days to the point of of not knowing how to focus on everything that you're talking about right now. There, number one, I entered the conversation in simplicity, understanding that it's getting so complicated. All right, I worked today. I got home and I didn't jump around to try and find all the answers. I came to one person with a few good ideas and I cleaned up. I've got 2 days off of work and listening. All right, not being a researcher, not being a channel, not being much, and knowing that I need to be reminded of how I'm supposed to allow myself to be free today, abundant, joyous, careful. You've been discussing the fact that I mentioned last night, live, late at night, that the whole world is judging each other. We go to work, the grocery store, and the family. And, I don't judge people. I'm busy wondering if I've given them any reason to judge me. So everything that you're talking about right now is the openness
Hi, how are
of
you
not getting.
doing, guys? I'm sorry for
Hi.
interrupting you.
No,
Hi,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Don't- well,
Hey,
Isn't that funny that we all say I'm sorry? Please talk. That's what we're here for.
welcome, Noelle. You were so excited. She was so excited to join, and you usually
excuse
are.
me. Do you want to talk to my dad about his cancer? Dad, this is the same. This is the guy. Dad.
Right, I'm doing something right now.
He's doing something right now.
All right. Well, you're welcome to hang out.
Hey.
Seven had just joined us, and welcome,
Nice.
Noelle. And
Yes,
who'd
thank
you
you.
say is there?
And Seven Hedges, what's your personal story about? What's you are going through? It's
Is everybody going through something in there?
yes.
Well, we're sharing life. We are sharing the adventures of life together. And I'm not sure. Well, Seven was kind of newly joining. He's a man who's on a mission, though, like me, similar to me, a man of love, and has discovered that. That's what I've realized. The spirit of love is why we are here. It really, truly is.
Yes. And the reason why I like your channel so much is because I understand that we kind of meet in the middle. You called me the
Sorry.
other day.
Sorry.
Um,
Oops.
I muted her for a minute. So
no, it's so. I mean, she's excited. This is what we're
yeah.
doing for each other. You called me I said it I said it earlier while I was just listening and loving on the comments and the community here. You told me I'd never spoken to you before in my life, brother. And you said I saw your channel last night. I listened to you. I heard your hurt. I understand that you're star seed. We might be called earth angels. We're people that are already ascending. And I remember when you called me, I was about to go to work. I was
Mhm.
I was sobbing. I was like, I'll admit, exhausted and hadn't eaten in a couple of days. Everything's falling apart. And you said, Seven, if you'll let me say one thing to you. And I said, yeah, please. And you said, I'm giving you the power of the real God right now to go to work, calm down, breathe, sing, to think about your gifts. You speak so much about your failures. Rarely do we. You play your guitar and you sing, but you always sort of refer to it as, nah, it doesn't mean anything. You told me, calm down and grab your gifts today. And every time you want to cry, every time you want to feel exhausted from the emptiness of this world, I'm going to make you feel powerful. And it's not me, and I don't know what it is. And I was like, okay, this guy's full of crap. And all of a sudden, man, I quit crying. I quit bitching. I quit counting quarters and pennies to go to the store. I knew that I had a bottle of water and a donut to eat, and to stop feeling so sorry for myself and to feel power. I tell you, I went to work and I don't think I would have needed to have worn boots or shoes or sandals or stilettos or anything else because my feet didn't touch the ground all day. And it was because of a simple seed of faith through you. And I believed it.
It's the power
What?
of truth you experienced, my friend. The truth transforms us, and our minds, we need reminders of the truth. We are each, every one of us are messengers of life and love and truth when that's what we humble ourselves to share. Hey, go
That's
ahead,
part
Noelle.
of God right there. That's truly God.
And that's what we
I
are.
understand.
We are a part of God. God is a part of us. How big of a part do we allow God to play in our lives? Well, it's actually, well, that's between us and God. I mean, I've said this, it's by the grace of God, that I finally found my way to sobriety through my path of sobriety from the alcohol. That's what led me into the path of spirituality along with self-development. And by the grace of God today, that's all I care about is spirituality and self-development. And that's what I hope to share with others, the benefits of spirituality and self-development.
Well, you know, Jack, you also
So,
helped
excuse
remind
me.
me.
So,
Please, Noelle. Sorry,
excuse
7.
me. So what? So, excuse me. I have a question. What happens when you pass away, and what's the future up there holds? What's the
I have my
future?
theories. But it's what I focus on most is what do we do now? Right? Because
Yes.
after we change this body, after the body's done, where do we go? Where do we go at night
Yes.
when the body shuts down to go to sleep? We don't know where we're going there, right? We go into a dream world or we just go into a void and we don't
No,
Um.
know until we wake up. That's how I
no.
am. I don't experience memories of my dreams like I used to.
Well, that's because something doesn't want us to. There's the dream world, and then there's the astral plane, and then there's the fact that when you started speaking about it, my water bottle here popped. Earlier today, I was thinking about the fact that Elon Musk recently was asked the question, "What do you when it is here? It being the quantum thing that uh, would like me to forget what I'm talking about and like half of you to go to sleep right now." He said, "Elon, if you could ask it the most important question you can." And Elon mumbled a little bit and did his little billion-dollar lips, and then said, "What's beyond the simulation?" All right. I mean, so
Sure.
so when we fall asleep, I don't know.
Yes.
I gotta get ready to go out and get sunset. But I don't know if you remember, most of us when we were children, we knew damn well about the dream world and the astral plane. We knew that there were things like gatekeepers as we went to sleep, dark forces that scared us, and we would cry, "Mom, I can't quite go to bed yet. There's something under the room over here." I mean,
Yes.
it gets me kind of pumped because there is the other side, and that's the reason why we're not allowed to remember it. When it comes to the awesome video with those guys that we were just watching, Jack, they were discussing the billionaires and trillionaires and people who think that they want to live forever and put themselves in a simulation. What a bunch of dumbasses. This is a test rehearsal. We're in the dressing room, and I always say it, this God thing and Yaldabaoth, the God of the Talmudic Bible and the God of this world, that in the first half of it, it really liked to eat young things that had been sacrificed and were bloody. And but now all of a sudden it's peace and pay your pastor and give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And yeah, so look, in the meantime, these people want to live forever. What a bunch of dumbasses. This is the painful dress rehearsal. And as much as I am so digging this, watch what I have to say. We have to see in the unseen. We have to look at Ephesians 6, verses 12 and onwards, that we fight not against flesh and blood, but against unseen principalities and hosts in the heavenlies.
Seven.
I'm torn.
Here.
Who's this?
This is our friend Hank.
Who's this?
Yes.
Welcome, Hank.
I saw
Hank.
I saw you on both together
Nice to
on
meet you,
Opinions
Hank.
Tactics panel, but I had to go to work. But I'm glad I can catch up with you finally.
And
Nice to meet you, Hank.
Nice to meet you, Noelle.
yes.
Respect, my brother.
And what's
Respect.
and excuse me, Hank, what's your story about
Oh,
real life?
yes,
Yes.
I'm an infamous panel hopper, and I work in logistics. I also have an AS, Associate Science in Information Technology. I read a lot about philosophy and programming, but I don't do enough of it myself. And I'm a member of a Unitarian Universalist Church. It's Sunny Hill. I'm a member. That's the largest Unitarian Universalist Church by membership in Pittsburgh.
So wow. I mean, the greatest minds, Jack. I'm so glad that we found each other through the composer, the God of the Bible, the God of history, the God of war or love, the God of forgiveness or suffering, and Yeshua. Look, when I was 7 years old, we lived in a house that there weren't Bibles within 20 miles of us, and nobody said the name of Yeshua. Nobody cared. It was the 70s. But one day, after meeting the lash, right? Look, a lot of our pain in life, folks, a lot of the sharpest pain, I noticed when I was little, I was like, wow, there's something bigger. It looks like a big sun or a galaxy. It's white hot because this coat hanger made out of metal is white hot. But this pain, I'm looking under it. And once the coat hanger stopped and I laid under the sheets and got quiet like a lot of us did back in the 60s and 70s when something snatched us up, there was there was something that was whiter and lighter than the heat of that coat hanger. And I looked up at it, and it was a man walking in the desert, totally alone. It's interesting because all of his friends had stayed behind because they weren't, this reverence and stuff of the Bible. Nah, they were. It's not that they weren't reverent enough. They were just scared and hungry and stayed back. He was a man walking in the desert. His sandals were almost shredded, and his feet hurt from the dust and the gravel, and there were
Did
mountains
you
to it.
see it?
He was telling
Did you
me,
see it?
yes,
Oh.
and ever since this day till now, I know that I'm torn because I could stay here, and I probably should, but I've got the sky. See, I'm a sky watcher. The world knows me as the sky watcher, and I know that there are three suns. We're part of a trinary star system. It's almost sunset. They change time to get people I just watched people at rush hour, and it poured rain. They don't want people to be out there, and as much as my flesh would like me to stay here with you all, and I probably will, I'm going to take 3 minutes and look at that sky and abandon the world, money, even friends to get out there. And even though the sky is tortured by what they're doing right now to it, I know that every single day I'm going to be out there in Cincinnati, close to Serpent Mountain, close to some of the oldest, weirdest, structures in the world. And I'm going to get that sky. I'll be lonely on the hill. I'll have to abandon even you guys, but I'll be on that hill sitting there with a umbrella, knowing that I've got to keep an eye on the sky because that is time. That is what the particle colliders are messing with. That is the three suns. That is why I think I'll probably go look out there, realize that they're hiding it, and stay right fucking here.
Hey, Steven, I kept my solar glasses after the eclipse, so I actually go and look at the sun at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Wow,
Jack,
Steven, Steven, you put a thought in my mind. Wow, that was interesting. You said
my name is Seven.
wow.
My name is
Yes,
Seven.
Seven. I'm sorry. Seven.
That's
Sorry.
okay. My first name's Anthony. My initials are S. So,
okay.
but you can call me Anthony. You can call me Seven, but you should call me Seven because you're all seven.
Here,
You're all sevens. It's weird. You're all sevens.
let's hear from Noelle for a moment. What are your thoughts, friend?
My thoughts about he said about the looking up the sky. That's so interesting. I never know that. Wow. Jeez.
There's a lot
My head
to.
is like so blanked right now.
No worries. Glad you're here. I'm grateful
Glad
for
you're
everyone.
glad that you have this panel. Yes, really do. God,
I trust
Hey,
we
head is like
are.
Yes, 7.
I just like your. What's your name, sir?
You can call me Hanko Flamo. That works here.
Jack. Look at what we're bringing together, folks. This is the X-Men. This is the New Mutants. We're the ones.
Correct.
Elaborate, if you don't mind, please.
You know, I have my own story arc going on. I actually, that's why I have my headline, Forrest Volkar has been called out, because I called the line on Sunday and he used his moderation power to avoid the conversation. So I got a lucky algorithm hit and ran into his friends, and now his moderator will alert him that I do want to debate him. I have the debate challenge posted up on the Modern Day Debate Discord. I went to debate fictional theism, and I was just offered the chat for his friends. Because
Well, don't worry
so
about talking about anybody else's channel. Talk about you, my brother.
well, that's the story arc I'm in right now. And this is just
Well, I
connecting.
couldn't understand. Well, but you were using a lot of big
I'm
science.
trying to debate someone I know can beat.
You know, you can beat in what?
A debate.
Well, okay. I'm not that smart. I'm a cook and a landscaper, and you're real scientific and like super educated. So you got to break it down for somebody like me.
Yes,
To like,
I'll make it super simple.
yeah.
So even if we assume an atheist materialist worldview, which I don't, I'm an idealist, we have to not be atheist because we have to say empirically that man created gods in some sense. And since we have gods, then we have theism because we made them ourselves.
Jack, this dude is deep. Elaborate. Keep the floor is yours, my brother.
Yeah. So pretty much it works on context. So let me start. I need with some definition. So
I'm gonna get a
an object is something you can draw or imagine. An entity is something you can see or touch. And guess a deity or God is an object that you worship. So we have literature, video games, movies, etc., where we have gods and put them in there ourselves because we made them. But since we do have them now, then we have to be theists if we're going to keep using empiricism as a methodology. But if you're not, if I reject empiricism, then I need you to propose your methodology. Or if you say, well, the gods we make don't count, I need your test for divinity because I want to know how to know if something's a god or not. And that's what this debate is going to be about.
Are you ready for the ammunition they're going to bring against you? Because what you just said was perfect. What you're describing is that Jack. Can you kind of like
they didn't do any prep. They don't have any ammunition.
Correct. Jack, can you condense what he said or slightly, or can I?
Go ahead.
Because what he's describing is the fact that they're using theology and a mixture of ancient, anything from bibliology to the mixture of Egyptian and Greek and Romanology. They're using religion to create a world that controls us by belief systems that they outdate themselves every fucking day. you know, and yet we're all still in there. That what'd you call it? Kind of the there are a lot of osities and isms and schisms. You know, theocracies,
Yeah,
the autocracies, and they're chasing themselves. They're chasing their own tails around, and we're standing up, telling them. And this is what I know that Hank is saying is that he knows analytics. He knows the data. He's good at computers, kind of like you, Jack. He's able to kind of go back to where the money is going because everything goes back to the money trail. And he's being
correct.
able to right, right. It's like in the numbers, you're lying. But at the grocery store, you're telling us that it's all for our benefit and so forth. And when our government policies and such don't work, we'll scare you all again with religion. I love it. That's genius. You're a fucking genius.
And so you're going to have debates on that, Hank? That's what I understood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with who? And with who?
So I called out Forrest Velkoy because he's confident in himself.
Wait, I want to write that channel down. Hold on. Who is that again? Can somebody share a link? Because I'm computer.
He's a host on the line. I don't think he has a channel. I'll look real quick because if he does a show,
Do you need help debating these? Because you're right, and I don't think I want to share your channel.
Oh, he does actually have a channel. I should look for it. Let me subscribe to him.
And let's not get too much into him. But Jack, will you help me get in touch with Hank here? And you know, this is cool.
Oh, I'll get in touch with you. Not big. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my email in the public chat.
Are we okay? Cool. Wow.
If my email's on my page, but I'll just put it in the public chat. I'm not afraid of taking questions.
Ballsy. I like that. Hey, Jack, you got some warriors over here. It's about time. Let me go look at the sky real quick, man. I can't believe I have to do this.
Right. I'm going to mute you while you do. So, and while Noelle's having her conversation, so I am going to shut this down probably around the hour, you know, if not sooner. Thank you, Hank, for those who do so. There you go. And the channel's there as well. Please connect with Hank. Here, I'll do this. So he's got him there. The topic, finding change and ease. That's the idea I want to inspire, is the idea that change can be easy, and easy change is available each day. Every day, all we've got to do is to change our life. First, change ourself. And the best way to change yourself is through the power of mind, power of imagination, and with the recognition that through the power of our mind and our imagination, we can reprogram it. We can reprogram our subconscious patterns that have developed. Because those subconscious patterns that we carry, they're not always ours. You know, a lot of it is learned behavior or passed down stuff that comes from our parents or other intergenerational issues. We can realign our subconscious programming through the power of our mind, imagination, using such things as repetition, mantras. If you look online today, there's a lot of people teaching manifestation, creating your own reality, the benefits of positive thinking. All of these things are tools and steps. And if you incorporate a lot of these tools and steps into your life, self-development and spiritual growth can happen very quickly and very easily through God's grace, the power of truth, and our childlike yearning, right? Our innocent want to know. So through the power of mind, we can spend our day focusing on, you know, what is our time and attention going to? Is our time and attention going to problems? Is it going to the past? Or is our time and attention going to solutions? Is it going to actions and experiences for the future? To change your life, change yourself. To change yourself, it's in the mind. And our goals and visions, all of that starts with imagination. That's God's gift for us to free ourselves. I muted you, Seven. Welcome back. Here you go. Now you're back. You were muted. Now you're back.
Oh yeah, well, like I told you, I just went and looked at the sky, and it's nuked. Probably cost about $50 million that we're all paying for. If you look at the NextRad and the Doppler platforms that are all over the country, and different, well, I can research my notes. Uh, the different setups all over the country that are pulsing waves across the land. The sky is dead. So I don't have to run out there on the hill. You know, uh, like being able to stay here and being able to stand up as we're doing, and exactly what you're talking about, which is okay, releasing something that is painful, the world, bills, money, getting older, or being too young. Yeah, but I know that something else is in control of so much of it. The frequencies from the eons, the time before time. Like a lot of authors and musicians and creators say, and eons before, there were certain dinosaurs and Cro-Magnon. An eon is an age of a universe. They've discovered, they know now, as many of us have known before ever the the term Big Bang came out. You know that nothing was that everything came from nothing, and yet they have detected a frequency, a sound, and I insist, a song from from a time older than this universe, and and you're part of that song. You're part of that sound. You're actually, I don't want to make it so simple, but your notes. Some of you might be sad notes, like minor notes. Some of you might be happy notes, like major notes. But you're part of a song that's being written in creation from before even the age of this universe, and and something has cast you like notes. Often a composer or a painter or a sculptor, they'll begin creating something in a madness of heartbreak and turmoil and brokenness, and they'll be out of their mind, but they'll begin something, and then the creation of that madness brings them back to themselves, and it becomes a masterpiece. That might come literally from a time before time, and that's what people like you do. That's why I'm really glad to have met Hank tonight and just heard his simple words. Uh, I mean, and that's why it's important for me to say that yes, some of your people were listening earlier, and they were like, "What's he talking about? Stopping the video, leaving the chat to go get the sunset? What is this fool talking about?" Folks, it all has to do with the trinary star system, with the Nemesis Nibiru system, with the frequencies that they're trying to hide of something bigger and better than us that's coming back to heal this world, while they're opening the dark side, a portal under an ancient site of sacrifice and blood worship and technology to combat what's coming in the skies. So that's why you're all so important to me. That's why I would have left the chat. That one girl was like, "He's going to leave the chat? Why is he going to do that? He'll be a lonely, boring bastard on a hill that's being rained on conveniently. And after sunset, all the rain will clear away. It'll be bright as hell till midnight. And tomorrow, right before sunset, it'll start to rain all over again. And they're using NextRad to blast the airwaves every night, all night, while we're all asleep. No, this is cool. I'm so excited, man. to know that some of you guys are hip to this. And then we start to talk about religion, or we talk about politics, or we talk about economics. Folks, everything right now is going into a black secret budget to hide the third and second sons. That's why I think that Hank's work is gonna actually do things. I mean, that's why I was interested in Hank. I don't just say hi, hey, to boring, people in the chats. It's like what he's talking. Hank, like, talk more. I want to hear more.
Actually, Seven, I appreciate your fanship of Hank. I'm a fan of his as well. But for a long time, we've been listening to thoughts. I'm trying to share some lessons today myself.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jack.
Talking about finding change, creating change, aligning ourselves with the change and the potential for change that's available to be discovered every moment of every day. Life is far more than what we have learned in the past. And each day is an opportunity for us to learn more. It's the game of life. It's an ever continuing game of growing in consciousness, growing in knowledge of what we are aware of. That's seems to be the purpose of consciousness, is to grow in knowing. And it makes sense that that's some of the spiritual explanations I've heard, is that we are the universe in itself, in its entirety, in its totality. Each of us are the universe, becoming conscious of the universe from our own unique perspective. It's beautiful. Oh, Seven, what are you processing, brother? Are you willing to share?
Not many of you will understand. I mean, you don't get it. From time immemorial, the most sacred, beautiful people, which was all of us, in our little villages and hamlets, where we lived in peace with the woods and with the trees, with every acorn and every little wave on top of a creek, we would first go all be with the sunrise. And then we would all go meet the sunset together, even if it wasn't there. And I experienced this every morning at sunrise and every night at sunset. I don't know if many of you know my channels, but I'm a sky watcher. And there's more than one sun. And they take all of our fucking money in black budgets. I learned today that Congress approved, I think, a $100 million aid packet to Sudan in East Africa. And those, my brother right here might know about that. They send pittances of beans to wars that they have conscripted in Sudan, where the cobalt behind the enemy lines is for our cell phones. But they send billions. You see, and I'm a super
Yeah, I do know about this.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I do know about this. So yes, we have mining investments that we keep an eye on, but most of the money going to Washington is funding money made to propel the insider trading. I personally wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay. Bruh, I'm going to continue. In the ancient world, and right now, there are a select crew of people that watch the sky. And I mourn at sunrise and sunset, something in me deeply knowing that 30% of my taxes are gone, and we don't get income taxes back, returns back anymore. A lot of people see. I know things that are 2 years before we all know. Our money is going to black budget programs to spend billions of dollars to
Right.
hide our guy
Let's
every
change it.
night.
Let's change
And
it.
I
That's
feel,
what I'm
well,
suggesting. I'm
I didn't,
suggesting we join together. Sorry to interrupt. Go back to describing it, please.
describing what? Okay,
The black budget
so
programs.
yeah, sorry. So
The
here,
black
so
budget
what
programs. Describe those.
all I was trying to say is that, like you were asking me, Jack, why I was crying and why I was emotional. It's because when you speak about freeing myself from anything technological or even the need to get the perfect video of the suns going down, I still feel it going down. I feel the cries in Ukraine and in Palestine, and I feel all the money of all of this manipulation to hide the sky. So I cry for about 10 minutes and I keep watching and listening, and then I get over it. And then, boy, don't you know that once sunset is over and I know that they've taken all of our money, I feel powerful. No, I didn't mean to cry. I shouldn't have done it. That's a real weakness that men aren't supposed to do. And that's why I do it on purpose. But I didn't mean to interrupt the video. I'm sorry. I just cried.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I know. I like that. Yeah. Fuck. Of course I could have hidden outside. Hey, Jack, put me on pause real quick because I'm going to think about all of our taxes and the fact that stores are shutting around and restaurants all over our country while they're moving people. Interestingly,
Oh, greetings, Officer
Or the
Snaps.
fact that you hang out with witches and crazy fucks, Spalding, like Venus Cupcake.
well,
Well,
I'm
Oh, yes.
not
Do we need
perfect.
permission, Officer Snaps?
No, this is cool. I like Snaps.
Wait,
He's smart.
Yeah,
as
bring
fuck,
Officer Snaps
dude.
back up. I want to know who I'm supposed to get my permission slips from, since I'm now
Yes.
Yeah, Jack's just being a Nazi. I like Spalding.
No,
Jack's just
Snaps,
being a
I didn't
Nazi.
know. So I listened to you all day. You're smart. Fuck.
Well, you
Snaps,
guys are too if you want to be.
Yeah,
Well, should
so
I-
who do I get my permission slips from before I go on a panel, since I'm presenting on
Hey,
from
I'm talking to Mr. Spalding, not your fucking jab goo black sweating ass.
Oh, you don't want to answer the question. Okay.
Talking to Mr.
Dr. Seven.
Spalding. And by the way,
Dr.
Jack,
Seven,
Talcott, hello, sir.
Snaps, can I ask you a question? Should I get out to that hill right now? Because I'm a sky watcher. I'd like to stay here to talk to you. No, they hit it. They hit the sky. I didn't know that you were so smart. I am sorry, bro, but I've never attacked you or anything. But wow.
No, I know you haven't. She tried dragging your ass into her business, bro, and that's all there was to it.
Well,
So I'll leave it at that. We're wise enough to understand you were trying, we'll leave it at that.
That's cool. I mean, my 24-year-old son a week ago stuck a 9mm in my face, loaded and cocked. So I think I can just kind of know that like people like you, Snafu. It's like the emergence of things and the Mandela effect. I can't even say that, but something wants us all to hate everybody, hate ourselves, and be hated. But no, I can hear. I heard. Was that you today on the live chat that I listened to for like 3 hours? I fucking loved it.
Earlier, yeah, I've been popping around. It's the frequencies, man. With everything coming up, and then the election year coming up, and then that's why we're witnessing the weather with HARP. The Texas, the flooding in other areas. Brazil, things to that nature. They got all the technological. You guys think everyone's a shit show right now. A lot of it has to do with manipulation of frequency, which includes our cellular DNA.
Can I say something real quick? 2 nights ago, I learned about the next red systems, the Doppler towers, and all that shit. There's 169 next red systems all over the country, and they're all emitting 750 kilohertz or 2.7 to 2.6 gigahertz every night before right around sunset until every morning right around sunrise. They're frying us at night. Doppler systems, 165 of them, like what, like campuses, company setups that are 33 heart facilities, and that is why I love that you're here right now, because I'm just trying to fucking love through this. And I was going to ask you, and I know that it would be so cool. Should I go get the sunset? And I know that you'll be loving enough to say, Seb, you do that all the time. The whole community knows that you bust your ass to get out there, and I can sense it's like it's okay to just stay here. I mean, you're here, and you're smart as fuck, and it's like, do I run out there and
The only
stand
thing
on
you
the
could do,
hill?
bud, is just be a fisherman in the times we're in, and you know that. Help be there for your brothers and sisters. Be there for those who have eyes to see, ears to hear. Solutions. Let's hear them. Says Nudgira. That is a solution, man. Just alone by this guy coming here and talking and needing, whatever it is. I mean, he's here with Jack talking to you guys, so
Well,
that's what it
Jack,
that's what it is called in.
you're right. So don't run out there and yeah, try to
Just
escape.
don't overcompensate. Don't overthink, if that makes sense. Don't overcompensate versus don't overthink.
That's what I do. I overcompensate, and I have a quarter tank of gas, and I run out to that hill hoping that I capture, and it's being hidden every day. And I feel like a martyr for that stupid shit when it's good to be here now with some friends, man. I've been working 50 hours, and I've got 2 days off. I'm here to listen to other people. Like, I respect that you guys know that, Seven's a loudmouth and doesn't know shit about computers and plays an upside down guitar, but he's also really, really happy to listen, not just willing to listen. Let me see what's keeping up so that I can act like I like other channels. Like, I really give a fuck about you guys. I'm an empath. I feel some of your pain in the morning. I'll wake up after dreaming about somebody's fucking dog, and it's a fucking cocker spaniel, and I'll put a YouTube out. Hey, somebody was fucking screaming in the astral plane last night about the cocker spaniel. I feel you all. So to not run out there and run and let all the drama, but to stay here right now and know that I'm with people who aren't interrupting each other and don't need me to run out there and try to get the video of videos. Fuck.
How you been, Jack?
Why do you ask?
Oh,
I can't ask how you been.
It's not what I
shit.
said. I asked you to explain your question. Why do you
Oh, I
ask?
want to know how you been.
Why?
I guess I don't care.
Here, who needs this? Jack, do you need this?
Nope.
Are we going to fight?
Nope. I'm done fighting.
I got 3 of them.
I'll take
I'm
you on,
patient.
Seb. I got a pen. Where is it?
I'm
Yeah,
patient and waiting.
I got a pen. I'll take you on.
Knowledge. What's it? The pen is what? What's that shit?
The pen's mightier than the sword.
Fuck yeah, Hank, talk to us for a minute, man. Come on.
Sure. So
Did you know about? No, actually, Jack, you're being really shy. You shared something on that badass video earlier about that dude that mumbles about the who are the people that are in control of the reserve and all these people in control of our money, and they don't even know what they're.
the
Folks,
federal bank. Yeah, the Fed. The central bank.
Right. It's criminal. And it's going to continue. The Federal Reserve, the corruption of the government, the same funding of the wars, it's going to keep happening until people grow the fuck up and start taking life more serious than money. See, life is change. Change means we learn. When we learn, we're focused on the future. What are we gaining? In the past, the way we've been focused on learning is just through memorization, and people are focused on the past. And the past has everyone still enslaved to the old ways. And the old ways are legislation's being passed, more fiat dollars, more, we're going to fund
guys.
more wars.
Hey guys, I don't mean to dip out right now, but another thing that I am, and I'm so glad that I got here tonight. I really am. But I'm a dark empath, which means that much of this is dark, and it means seeing darkly into things. And Snap, it's really cool to like have gotten to talk to you a little bit tonight. But Venus is calling me, and
Oh, I'm sure she's
right now
upset.
we're here to
Just don't let her drag you into
now.
her
Wait, let me
issues
finish.
with me.
See,
Because you and I
here's
are
what you
okay.
do. I'm here to, okay, folks, we have to learn to heal the timeline. We have to learn to heal that,
It's my face too, Venus.
I'll show you his face right now.
Here, I'll change it up just to make her feel comfortable.
y'all won't let me do this, but it's okay, because all of a sudden it's going to turn into a clusterfuck. Or maybe it won't, because Jack won't let it. He
Jack won't
will
let
let it, but well, he knows that he told me something a few days ago. He told me you'll be strong. So 7, you'll help lead. Don't be afraid. Now look, we're all hurting the timeline right now, but people like us aren't. We're not. The thing about Snafu and Venus is that they're both so far ahead in terms of the frequency and the notes that I was talking about, that something cast ahead of us in the timeline, the composer. They're both beautiful, but, and Jack is shaking his head. I think I'll just shut up, I guess.
He just doesn't like to look at Officer Snaps' real
I don't know. I
face.
think it's good that people feel like they could open up on your show, Jack. You should take that in consideration.
Dude, can I say
I've done
something
it
to you,
before.
please?
You know, personally back
Can I
in the day,
please say,
I've actually, and that's
can I,
something that you
can
should
I,
consider, Jack. I think everyone has come on your show, whether
Snap,
it's fucking to say fuck off or in a loving, they open up on your
man.
show, Jack.
Snap, dude, can I please finish what I'm saying? Can we heal each other's timelines, or are you really going to prove Venus Cupcake right? Because you're doing it right now. We have to heal our timelines. We've got to get in connection with stopping and listening to each other, and not coming up with composing a rebuttal or an excuse, or will you, or I'm better than, or worse than. Bruh, are you really going to do this, or are you going to prove what I believe you're capable of, but you continue to, like, you're like, it's Seven Spalding and Jack and Hank. Are you going to attack somebody again? When in attacking, I've learned that all I do is attack myself. If I'd driven out to the hill tonight, I would have been attacking something, because I've been afraid of speaking to you guys and I got something to prove. But I stayed here. I knew that I needed to embrace all of our attack. Are you really going to waste the time that we all have left, as we're so close to the clock ticking to the end of the world, that you won't even let other grown-up ass people speak, as we all are noticing that we let you in? You're here and you're intelligent as fuck, man. But then you do like a 12-year-old. You piss on your skateboard and shit on the wheels.
Well, and to be honest with you, people who are linked to criminal, traitorous, fraudulent, and
You don't want
pedophile activity,
boring, but
which
Jack,
Venus
get rid of this fuck.
absolutely is,
Jack,
she knows
Jack,
exactly why
this
she's in
dude's
the
got a
position
4-inch
she's in with the
penis
crew and the
and
trio.
shouts off all day about 19 times because he get rid of him. Jack, I'm gone. If you don't get rid of this little fuck, get rid of me, because I got nothing to prove. He plays too much fucking video games, and as
You guys can both go. I appreciate the ultimatum, 7. Thank you for pointing out where I stand. I've been patient. I've been very patient for an awful long time, not just today, but for over a year. And for people to continue to just ignore what's happening really does kind of blow my mind. Snafu, you want to offer praise for me allowing people to say whatever the hell they want to say. Yep, there's a space for that, and there's a time for that, and I appreciate you seeing that I've been allowing people to to share and use my time in this space for that purpose. But snafu, I actually have a lot to offer, particularly when given a chance, and particularly if people want to know. And what the topic today that I really, really cared about, I envisioned the idea of maybe sharing some interest with people and truly letting people who tuned in walk away with plans and goals to change their lives with ease, with excitement. Hey, Hank, we've
Yeah.
got
So
Snap. Go ahead, brother, please.
I was just trying to lead into you telling us your message, but I saw you on the slave here today. But of course, I only just saw some still frames because I was busy all day. So do you want to tell us more about it if you didn't do it in the intro?
Actually, where I'm at, to be honest, what I was going to say is I think it may be time to shut down. The local city council is again this evening. I haven't investigated their agenda, but you know, my goal is to share ideas of reform. And I'll try and do it here in the moments I'm allowed to share, and then I'll go somewhere else and do it wherever I go.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. In the back, we've got Snafu and Butthole Winkler, and I'm not going to bring either of them back up. Not today. Hank, anything in parting? I'm going to start wrapping up.
Yeah. So, for Valkai, I'm still calling you out for the debate. I'm not sure you'll see this, but I'm still intending on debating you on let me find that resolution real quick. The resolution is, can you be an atheist and say gods exist in any context? So I want to debate you on that resolution. When you get back to me, we could probably discuss the resolution because you may find it objectionable, but I still intend to debate you. And I think that's all I have for now.
Respect. The gauntlet has been offered. The invitation has been shared. And if people have the connection, maybe they can help arrange it, right?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Unless you have your show back.
Hey, thank you, Hank. Respect to you. I do appreciate you. Whoops. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate, and I mean no offense to people I put in the back, Snafu, 7. Any others that may have occurred today, but brothers and sisters, we are here. I'm building in my confidence every day. My faith is growing stronger. Please trust and consider these words I'm saying. It may, if you apply them at least in the small ways, then you can apply them into greater ways. But you and I know of today, we experience today for the purposes of life. Life is growth. We're not just a physical body. We are a mental body, a spiritual body, emotional body. There's a lot of parts to our present here in the moment. Who we are is not just a limited, we are not just a limited thing. We are the totality of the experience, this moment, the present. Within us is a Holy Spirit. I call it the Christ Spirit, the Spirit of comfort, that which delivers the answers that I need, that which reveals what is real for me, through me, with me. We are a part of it all. And it all, whatever it all is, the world, the politics, the economics, the conflicts far and near, it's all a part of our experience of today and right here and right now. And here and now is where we live. And if we want to live, let's not be dragging around the weight of the past, the battles that we've grown so accustomed to. Let's set it down. Let's realize we're not here to be at war. That's not what life is about. Life is not about slaving away for debts or chasing some title. It's certainly not about persecuting and beating each other down either, Mr. Snafu. We're not here to go running around accusing each other of everything we can imagine, especially when each day truly we are here to learn, because life is lessons. Life is an experience of consciousness and awareness of your development as a being, as a person. So please allow the world a peace-filled version of you. Allow the world to know a grateful, one filled with gratitude, one filled with appreciation. And we can all, in the present of ourselves, in the present of each other, in the presence of this moment, from here on, we can walk with love. It's possible. And it is the way. It is the way we are to be. Love of God, love of the mystery of life and all the expressions that life can bring. Every moment is a new moment to be experienced just uniquely by you, through you. So, to change your life, accept where you are. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. What really is important. If you don't have clarity on you and what your values are, if you don't have clarity on what your future is, what you want for you, if you lack that clarity, well, recognize your darkness. Recognize the opportunity for you to grow, for you to shine some light on your future desires, your greater potentials. By shining light on you, you're showing you that you are important to you. And if you can humble yourself, you can realize you are important to God and God's plans for you. God's plans would be nothing for you without you, so care for you. Look for you. Make sure that you stay aligned with what is true. Because what is true, if you don't love what is true, you will fall in love with excuses and blame. And excuses and blame keep us divided, fighting each other every single day. And I'm done fighting. I'm done with excuses. I'm done with blame. I am all about solutions and love, because holiness heals the pain. Holiness removes the sorrows. Holiness solves the problems. Be holy. Be one. Be whole. Be complete. Be whole, holy, be pure. That which is pure is divine, and that which is divine is true. And you can't go wrong with the truth unless you're wrong about what is true. I'm going to wrap it up there. Sincerely, brothers and sisters, thank you again. Please do the algorithm support, the like, subscribe, the share. Please tune in again in the future to see what is continuing and what may emerge. Thank you again, sincerely. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all.